Welcome, fellow truth seekers and tin foil hat wearers, to Itty Bitty Horror. Every week, we dig up the weirdest, most outrageous stories we can find. From gay aliens to cursed gold mines, from haunted locations to horror movie recaps. And if other horror podcasts won't cover it, you'll find it here. And now, your hosts, Lewis and Tim.
Welcome to the Itty Bitty Horror Podcast with Lewis and Tim. This podcast, we discuss everything from horror movies to the scariest tales out there with a little touch of chicken humor.
Yep. Bok, bok, bok. Right?
Tim, are you...
I just passed right over that.
Oh, yeah. Are you shocked that we didn't have a skit?
I'm shocked.
What are you going to tell our listeners? Why didn't we have a skit?
Well, what can we say, listeners? We just didn't. And I'm sure that was shocking to you. And what can we say except that's just the way the cookie crumbles?
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing with us not covering Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Honestly, Tim had to travel. I got sick for a couple of weeks. I thought it was going to be a one-day bug type thing, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It just made everything longer, and unfortunately, we didn't have a skit. I'm sorry, our listeners. This is the first and only time. I promise.
I promise too.
Tim, how you been? I know that, tomorrow is a very special day in the Itty Bitty Horror universe.
Oh, what would that reason be?
Well, tomorrow, Tim, in case you didn't know, is your birthday.
Oh, it is. It's true.
Happy birthday, Tim.
Thank you.
I hope you have an
Thank you.
amazing day getting possessed by demons. You know,
Oh.
once you enter your 40s, you'll really start to feel it in your bones, and that might just be a demon.
Well, I have a ways to go before I enter my 40s as it happens, but maybe you can give me some tips.
Oh, shut up. Speaking of demonic thing, Tim, are you ready for today's episode?
Wait, why am I speaking of demonic things?
No, I was talking about that. If you paid attention.
Oh.
So for today's episode, we're actually going to be discussing demonic chickens. Yeah, Tim had no idea what today's episode was about. He just joined.
No, I did have an idea. I knew.
Okay, Tim, what if chickens were demonic?
See, we ask the important questions on this podcast. This episode is proof that we have not scraped the bottom of the barrel of topics. That we
have a ways to go.
Yeah, we have a ways to go before we do that.
Yeah, and I don't just mean like a chicken crossing the road.
Right.
Okay.
Well, okay, number one, I don't think I've encountered all that many chickens in my life. I mean, the amount of times that I have, I could probably count on one hand. I mean, if I've ever been to like a farm or a petting zoo, yeah, sure. But like, I don't really encounter them that much. Alternatively, though, I do consume a lot of chicken. So how would that affect me? I mean, that's something to think about.
We have a hypothetical at the end that's related to this, but my grandpa, we used to live on the same block down in Laredo, and my grandpa had definitely had chickens. He had a chicken coop, and he had all these chickens who were always running around, and some of them were like, so they were running around. They weren't even like in the coop all the time, and they were being killed by the neighborhood dogs.
Oh no.
I blame my late grandpa for not being understanding of the needs of a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really should be keeping their needs in check. But wait, what was he doing? I mean, surely he was going to kill the chickens at some point, no?
No, he just had them for the eggs. That's it. I honestly don't know, but I don't think he ever like got a chicken, put it on a chopping block and chopped its head off or anything. Like I just don't think he was, he's not, some barbaric.
Well,
no, because there are people like around the world who, they have their farms and they eat their chickens and they love them still. But, there's like, hey, it's your time, Fluffy.
Fluffy.
Clucky, I meant.
I like Fluffy too. You could have fluffy feathers.
Okay. Well, believe it or not, Tim, demonic chickens are a real thing in folklore and history.
I don't believe that. No. In fact, when you suggested this episode topic originally, I thought you were, I'm trying to think of a chicken pun, but I can't think of one.
Pulling your claw.
Yeah, I thought you were pulling my gobbler. No, that's turkey. Anyway, whatever.
Well, anyway, we're talking chickens that scream like humans, attack without warning, and according to some stories, have been sent straight from hell. No foul play intended.
Foul play. See, there we go.
Yeah. Well, today we're diving into the bizarre world of demonic chickens. And by the end of this, you're going to realize the real reason why the chicken crossed the road, Tim, and it's because something unholy was chasing it. And this is going to ruffle some feathers.
This episode is a collector's item for sure.
Yes, please, listeners, save this episode for future reference if you ever want to feel down and you're like, I just want to listen to something stupid. The world is such a mess right now, and I just want to listen to something dumb. Well, guess what?
Yeah, demonic chickens. Boom.
How about that?
How about that, listeners? Yeah.
Well, Tim, are you ready? Are you ready to buckle your wings and get ready to learn the history of demonic chickens?
Oh, well, let's hope I'm not too chicken.
Chickens. Harmless barnyard animals. We eat them by the billions. We make jokes about why they cross the roads. But across the world, in a folklore that spans continents, chickens are not what they seem. They are vessels, omens, demons wearing feathers. In the remote mountains of Colombia, travelers speak of the Pollo Maligno, the evil chicken. It is an evil spirit that haunts lonely roads. At first you hear clucking in the distance, scratching, the rustle of feathers. The sound follows you, growing louder, designed to distract you, to drive you insane. And when you turn around, it attacks, beak and claw, relentless. But the Pollo Maligno has preferences. It targets people who play cards, drink, or laugh. It despises pleasure and actively hunts those who indulge. Once it sets its sights on you, it will not stop. There's only one escape. Pray to Saint Miguel 9 times. Only then will the evil spirit leave. In Hungary, the demonic creature begins as an egg, a small black egg from a black hen. To hatch a Lidérc, you must keep the egg warm under your arm, against your skin, for days. And when it hatches, you have created something that will never leave you. The Lidérc becomes your lover. If the owner is a woman, it shifts into the form of a man, but it does not pleasure her. It sits on her body, a crushing weight. It drains her and drinks her blood. In Hungarian, the word for nightmare is lidérc. But the creature offers something in return: gold. The Lidérc hoards treasure. It makes its owner rich. To dispose of it, you must give it an impossible task. Haul sand with a rope, carry water in a sieve. But most people don't. They endure the nightmares because the gold is too tempting to give up. In Vietnam, when a person dies, their soul lingers for 49 days, preparing for the afterlife. But malicious spirits wait for this moment. The Thần Trùng, a large dark bird with a blood-red beak. After the funeral, it visits the grave and begins to peck. The sound never stops. The spirit inside cannot rest. The pecking continues until the deceased gives up the names of their living relatives. Once the Thần Trùng has the names, it hunts. It captures and consumes their souls, one by one. This is why families sometimes experience multiple deaths within a short period, the quote-unquote double funeral. Thần Trùng means god of worms. Both crows and insects consume corpses, agents of decomposition and decay. They are the intermediaries between life and death. So the next time you see a chicken, ask yourself, is it just a chicken? Or is it something different? Something ancient? Because across the world, chickens are more than food. They are omens, vessels, and demons. And they've been with us all along.
Tim, so see, there you go.
There you go.
All over the world, people see chickens as something else. It's not just you having your little grilled chicken with pepper and salt, because that's all the seasonings you want to add.
What makes you think that's all the seasonings I want to add?
I don't know. But okay, so Tim, what are your thoughts of the way the world, all over the world, we talked about Colombia, we've talked about Hungary, we've talked about Vietnam. What are your overall thoughts?
Well, my overall thoughts are that I guess there's much more to chickens than meets the eye. And it seems as though I've been underestimating kind of the impact of chickens, and specifically chickens of some demonic nature. I've been underestimating that all this time.
Vietnam, they have this idea of the Thần Trùng.
Right, the Thần Trùng, yeah.
The Thần Trùng, where they talk about this red-beaked black rooster chicken thing that's basically there waiting for the funeral to happen so they can go there and try to torture the deceased and try to find the relatives or family? Like, what are your overall, like, why do you think they got to that, step or that mindset?
Well, I mean, if I'm being very kind of anthropologic about it, I feel like there could be an element where, there's a lot of chickens wandering around maybe. And so it ends up being that maybe at one point in someone's past, there was some kind of gross looking chicken that started doing something gross, like pecking someone really hard when it was during a funeral. And then maybe, let's say that person ended up dying or someone around them did. And then, maybe became a superstition of some kind. What do you think about that?
Okay, guess what, Tim? We have a special guest right now.
Well, that's a weird segue, but okay.
Well, we have a special guest right now who basically is a doctor of ornithology, who is basically studies like poultry science, and they're here to correct you on your bullshit right now. How about that?
Whoa. I mean, is that how they're referring to it?
Yes. Come on in, Mr. Jake Chicken.
Jake Chicken, the ornithologist.
Yes, his name is Jake Chicken. Please explain to Tim why he's wrong. Well, I don't know. All I know is I like chicken.
What the hell was that?
I have no idea. Okay, let's go into two stories.
Wait.
Yeah.
We have to back up.
Okay.
Where did Jake Chicken go?
I kicked him out. I told him, like, enough of your chicken talk. Let's chicken slop. We're here to cover real stories now.
But he was only in there for like 30 seconds and he barely said anything to me.
Yeah, I kicked him out.
We so rarely have guest stars on the show, and the amount of time that you even gave him was like nothing.
We didn't afford him time. I don't believe he's the top of his field. How about that?
So he was the only one you could get, I guess, huh?
Yeah, he was the only one who was available.
Did you at least leave some corn on the ground or something?
Yeah, he started pecking at the ground. He started walking out, and I just kicked it in the chicken balls.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Our first story comes from hauntedpalaceblog.com, and the story is called The Strange Case of Sir Francis Bacon and the Frozen Chicken. The link to this story and others will be posted in the show notes. Pond Square in Highgate, North London. Quiet street, old trees, the kind of place that looks perfectly ordinary in the daytime. At night, it has a reputation. Not for the usual things, not for a pale figure at a window or footsteps in an empty hallway. The thing that haunts Pond Square is something altogether more unsettling, because nobody can quite explain why it's there. It's a chicken. I'm sorry, listeners. It's a chicken. Half-plucked, shivering, running in frantic circles, shrieking into the dark before vanishing without a trace. To understand why, you have to go back to 1626 and a man named Sir Francis Bacon. Bacon was one of the great scientific minds of his age, a philosopher, a statesman, a man who believed in proof above all else. One freezing day, riding through Highgate, he stopped his carriage at the bottom of the hill, bought a live chicken from a local woman, had it gutted on the spot, and packed the carcass with snow. He was testing a theory that cold could preserve meat. By his own account, the experiment worked. It also killed him. The chill he caught that day worked its way into his lungs. Within days, he was dead, in a borrowed bed, in a house just up the road from where he'd stood in the snow with a dead chicken in his hands. And somewhere in Pond Square, something never left. The pond itself was filled in during 1864. The square that replaced it became a quiet residential corner of Highgate. And for years, decades, generations, people reported the same thing. A bird, large, whitish, half its feathers missing, moving in circles, shrieking before disappearing into nothing. Nobody could explain it. Nobody could catch it. And nobody who saw it ever quite forgot it. Most of the recorded sightings come from the Second World War. London was blacked out. The streets were dark in a way modern city dwellers can barely imagine. No streetlights, no lit windows, no ambient glow. Just people moving through the dark trying to get home. It was in that darkness that the sightings came thick and fast. December 1943. An aircraftman named Terence Long is crossing the square late at night. It's cold, it's dark, and then, behind him, he hears something. Hooves, the sound of a carriage. He turns around. Nothing there. No carriage, no horse. But something is there. In the dark, at the edge of his vision, a bird. Large, pale, half its feathers torn away. And it's moving, spinning, shrieking, throwing itself in circles across the ground. Like something is deeply, terribly wrong with it. Long stands there, frozen, and then it is gone. He walks on, shaking, and runs into an ARP warden, an air raid precautions fireman doing his rounds. Long tells him what he saw.
I swear it was right there.
The warden doesn't look surprised. "That one," he says. "One of our lot chased it once. Thought he could catch it. Have it for a dinner." He pauses. "It ran straight into a brick wall, and it was gone." It wasn't a one-off. Around the same time, a local woman, Mrs. J. Greenhill, who lived near the square, came forward to say she had seen the bird herself. Not once, multiple times. She described it in the same way every time. A large whitish bird, clearly distressed, moving in circles. She said it like something she had simply learned to accept, a feature of the neighborhood. The ghost chicken of Pond Square. In the 1960s, a motorist broke down near the square at night. He climbed out of his car, and there it was. A half-plucked bird stumbling across the ground in front of him, squawking, circling. He assumed it was injured. He moved toward it slowly. Hands out. Disappeared. Not into the bushes, not around a corner. It wasn't there, and then it wasn't. The last confirmed sighting was 1970. A couple standing in the square, just standing there, minding their own business, when something dropped out of the air beside them. No sound before it, no warning, just suddenly there, on the ground next to them, shrieking and spinning in its frantic circles, and then gone. After that, nothing. The sightings stopped. No explanation for why they started, and no explanation for why they ended. Pond Square sits there now, the same as it always has. Quiet, ordinary looking, old trees, Georgian houses, kind of street you'd walk down without thinking twice. But somewhere underneath it, there's a filled-in pond. Something in its history, on a cold day that nobody can quite pin down. A man stuffed a chicken with snow and changed the course of science. And something about that moment, something unresolved and distressed, kept returning to that spot for over 300 years. A half-plucked bird, running in circles, shrieking at nothing, looking, maybe, for the man who put snow in it.
Well, Timmy boy,
Well,
do you think that the chicken who was, half-plucked, shrieking, do you think the chicken is either A, the chicken that was killed by Sir Francis Bacon? You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what? This motherfucker stuffed snow in my asshole. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to traumatize the neighborhood. Or B, do you think it was the family of the original chicken and they're like, you know what? We saw that this human-looking thing killed our son, Bobby, and we're here to seek revenge. and we're gonna, scare the shit out of everybody.
Well, I mean, first of all, if it was, let's pretend it was a family of disgruntled chickens and they were taking revenge for their son. I think if it's, in the UK at this time period, it wouldn't be Bobby. It would be like Reginald or Basil or Horace or something along those lines. Don't you think?
Okay, well, you're missing the point, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, my point is, I actually think this was the haunted chicken because, frankly, I think your family wouldn't take revenge in that way because really it's kind of a ridiculous way to die, isn't it? To like be killed and then have your body stuffed with snow. I just feel like, they're not even going to want to touch that,
Why?
I don't know. It's just too embarrassing.
Well, okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I think this is a chicken, right?
Yeah.
The chicken that was killed. Don't know if it was demonic. And so like they were just living their lives, laying eggs.
Right.
Yeah. Somebody just grabbed it by the neck and he's like, what the fuck? I'm laying my eggs. What the hell are you doing? And they're like, ah! And they cut its head off. And then he's like, you know what, motherfucker? Before I transition to the other world, another realm, I'm going to come back and I'm going to pluck half of my feathers off and just, shriek and freak people out from the neighborhood, teach them a lesson. I don't know what the lesson is, but,
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know what the lesson is really. I mean, but then again, what do we expect from a chicken?
Don't kill chickens.
Well, no, that is the lesson. But my point is, I don't think the chickens can think very well. You know what I mean? I mean, in other words, the ghosts of chickens, right? Or the spirits of chickens that have been killed, they're not coming up with much better ideas than live chickens, are they?
Are you calling them chicken brains?
Well, I'm just saying chickens, they're not known for being brilliant, are they?
No, they're not the smartest animals. You're right.
They're not dolphins.
They are the stupidest birds.
Really, they're the stupidest.
I mean, they can't fly. They're just like pecking at each other. They're eating random worms. Yeah, they're the stupidest birds. They're not ravens. How about that?
No, they're no ravens. That's for sure.
We apologize to the chicken community if you are, by any chance you're
one of them.
Yeah, and Tim will apologize to all chickens around the world in your native tongue. Go ahead, Tim.
Oh, okay. And also.
Okay. I think you went a little too far by calling them, but that's just.
I did not. Okay, you misquoted me.
Maybe I need a Duolingo to learn chicken talk.
I think you do.
For our final story, well, guess what, Tim?
What?
Our final story actually came from a listener. When we posted that, that Instagram, like, oh, we're going to be covering chickens of the Midwest as a joke. Somebody sent us an email.
Wow.
Yeah, no offense to this listener. I don't believe your story, but you know what? We're going to read it for fun.
We're just telling you preemptively. We don't really buy this.
This story came to us, via email, and we've rewritten this a little bit with dramatic effect because their story was, typos everywhere. No offense. Why am I dogging this person? Anyway, they titled the email "Something in the Coop."
Ooh.
Tim, are you ready?
I'm ready for this, I think.
This story revolves around a woman named Carol. She owns a farm in rural Ohio and has for over 20 years. Chickens mostly, few acres, the kind of place where nothing much happens. And that's exactly the point, Tim.
Is that the point?
That changed on a Tuesday morning in October. Carol came out at around 6 a.m, same as she always did, coffee in hand, same route she'd always take 1,000 times. Down the porch steps, across the yard, toward the coops. She smelled it before she saw it. Something sharp, animal, wrong. The ground across the first coop was covered in feathers. Not a few. Covered, Tim.
Covered?
White and brown, scattered across the dirt like something had exploded. She stopped walking, set her coffee down in the grass without thinking about it. Her first thought was a fox or a coyote. Something had gone in overnight and torn through her flock. But when she looked at the coop door, it was locked. The padlock was still fastened. The latch was untouched. The wire on the sides of the coop, intact. No hole dug underneath, no gap at the top. No signs that anything had forced its way in or out. She unlocked it and looked inside. Feathers everywhere. No blood, no bodies, and no chickens. They were simply gone.
The story is sad.
Well, fuck these chickens.
Oh, no. What? Come on.
Now, Carol is not a woman who rattles easily. 20 years on a farm alone will do that for you. But she stood in that empty coop for a long time, Tim, turning it over in her head, trying to find the explanation that made sense. And then she thought about the Pruitt boy. Those damn Pruitt boys always causing trouble. The Pruitts owned the land that backed up against hers on the eastern side. There had been trouble between Carol and Dale Pruitt for the better part of a year. A boundary dispute, some ugly words exchanged, the kind of rural neighborly feud that starts small and calcifies into something harder. Dale had 2 teenage sons, big kids, the kind who had too much time and not enough sense. Their names were Tim and Luis.
Tim and Luis. This is what a coincidence.
Well, one white kid and one Mexican. Anyway.
Adopted?
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't much of a leap. She drove over the same morning. Dale met her on his porch and his arms crossed and his jaw set. And before she finished explaining, he was already shaking his head. My boys didn't touch your chickens. His sons were called out. Both of them looked her in the eye, and both of them denied it. Carol drove home, not entirely convinced, but without anything to prove it either way. That afternoon, she moved a dozen chickens from her second coop on the far side of the yard into the first one, cleaned it out, put down fresh straw, made sure the lock was solid. She told herself it was just an animal, something she hadn't accounted for. Maybe it would happen again, maybe it wouldn't. She went to bed. The next morning, she was up before the sun. She knew before she reached the coop, the smell was back, and it was whack. And as the beam of her flashlight swept across the ground outside, feathers, again, the same way, scattered across the dirt like a snowfall. The lock, still fastened. Carol stood there in the dark with her flashlight, and her heart going a little faster than she would have liked. She undid the lock and opened the door. She didn't step inside, because there was something already in there. In the far corner of the coop, barely visible, was a single chicken, just standing there.
Oh my God.
The others were gone, all of them, Tim, but this one remained completely still, in the darkness, at the back of the coop.
Just one lone chicken.
Its eyes were red. They had seen something. It was like Vietnam. Carol raised her flashlight. The chicken turned its head towards her. Its eyes caught the light and held it. Not the way animals' eyes usually do, that brief orange-yellow flash of reflected torchlight. These stayed lit, a pale, cold glow that didn't flicker and didn't fade when she moved the beam. She stood there looking at it. It looked back. And then it opened its beak. What came out was not a sound a chicken makes. It started low, almost a groan, and then climbed to something that split between a screech and something almost vocal. Not a word, but structured, rhythmic, like something trying out a voice it had never used before.
We have to take a quick break here because, Luis, I think you should try to make that noise.
What does it sound like? I want to say, okay, so something that's kind of like a screech, but almost vocal. It'd be like, no?
Oh, because it's structured and rhythmic, but it's like trying out a voice. So it wouldn't sound like a gremlin. It would be more
okay,
like
you do
cavemanish.
Okay, you do it.
It'd be like, oh.
Sounds like a whale that's getting fisted. But anyway.
Yeah.
Carol took a step back, and the sound got louder. She ran back across the yard, up the porch steps, and through the screen door. She went straight for the cabinet in the hallway, took out her shotgun, loaded it with hands that were steadier than they had any right to be, and went back outside. The coop door was still open. The flashlight she dropped was still in the ground, beam cutting sideways across the dirt. But the wire fencing on the side of the coop, it was torn open. Not cut, not unhooked, torn. The heavy gauge fencing that Carol had put up herself pulled back like paper. The posts bent outward from the inside. Whatever had been in there was gone. And then, from across the yard, noise.
Noise?
The second coop, Tim, where her remaining chickens were. Carol moved fast, shotgun up, flashlight in hand, and she crossed the yard and reached the second coop and got the door open. Her chickens were fine. Every single one of them, roosting quietly, heads tucked and completely unbothered. Not a single feather out of place. She stood in the doorway breathing hard, trying to make sense of what she was looking at, and then she heard something behind her. She turns around. At the far edge of the farm, where her land met the dark lines of the tree line, there was a figure. A man, or the shape of one, tall, completely dark, and standing still. No features she could make out, just a silhouette against the slightly lighter dark of the sky.
Isn't that the image you use on your dating profiles online?
No, I don't. Are you done?
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm done.
And beside him, on the ground, Tim, the chicken.
The chicken?
Was next to the man.
I see.
Like they were both trying to seek revenge. It's like, I called my man, and we're here to beat your ass, Carol.
Carol's got another thing coming.
Carol's got another thing coming. I called my man, and he's gonna beat your ass with his shotgun. How about that, bitch? And then I'm gonna peck your eyes out.
Oh my God, what a pair they are.
Pay your taxes. We're from the local tax office.
No. Oh, this chicken happens to work for the tax office.
Yeah, they're there to collect taxes. Anyway, its eyes still glowing, still lit with that pale, cold light that had no business being in an animal's face. It stood next to the figure at the tree line like it belonged there, like it had always belonged there. Carol raised a shotgun. The figure looked at her. She couldn't see eyes, couldn't see a face, but she felt it looking. And then it reached down and picked the chicken up. It held the bird against its chest and began walking towards her. Slow, steady, no urgency. Carol stood her ground, flashlight up, shotgun up, finger on the trigger. They kept coming, 15 feet away now. 10. The chicken's eyes never blinked. And then... mist. That's the only word Carol has for it. They dissolved into the dark the way mist dissolves in the morning light, gradually, and then all at once. The figure, the chicken, the glow, all gone. The tree line was empty. The field was empty. The farm was completely silent, Tim. Oh. Carol stood there for a long time with her shotgun and her flashlight, and no explanation. She never found the missing chickens. She never saw the figure again. The Pruitt boys, whatever she had thought of them, clearly had nothing to do with any of it. She still farms the same land. She puts up the new fencing, new locks. She moved the remaining coops closer to the house, and she doesn't go out after dark anymore if she can help it. And she says that sometimes, in the early hours before sunrise, she hears something out in the yard. Not a fox, not a coyote, just a sound. Low, rhythmic, like something trying out a voice.
I don't even understand. That ghostly man just stands there with a chicken and then disappears.
Maybe it's the ghost of a farmer who used to own that land, and he had a favorite chicken.
Okay.
And they, he would, every morning he would wake up, get his coffee, and then he would go out to the coop. Actually, no, he had his favorite chicken inside the house, like, not with the other chickens. And he would carry it and walk around and judge all the other chickens and be like, stupid hen laying these eggs like a dumbass. Meanwhile, me and little Greg here are
Greg.
We're here judging you. So it could have been a ghost with a ghost chicken.
Well, okay, it could have been. Yeah, no, that's a fair explanation. I didn't think about that.
What is the chicken, the evil chicken, right? What is it doing inside the coop? And why was it there by itself? And where are the other chickens? I had so many questions, Tim.
I know, me too. I mean, I have a lot as well. Like, why was it in there? And then when the lady gets her shotgun and comes back, it's standing with the man, and the other chickens are back in there.
Yeah, no, I don't get it. Also, like I said, this person emailed us this story. Again, it was anonymous email. I'm still trying. Like, I emailed them back. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool story. Can you tell me more? Like, is this like anywhere on Reddit? Maybe. Anywhere that I can link a source to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they didn't respond to my email, and I was like, what the fuck? And I mean, I feel bad if they're listening. They're obviously, I mean, I hope they're listening. Hey, sir, ma'am, thank you for emailing this story. This was so stupid, but we loved it. It was so dumb, right, Tim?
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Tim. I have a hypothetical for you.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay, let's get your claw feet tied up.
Yeah, let's get them tied up and get me trussed and basted.
So here's a hypothetical for you.
Uh-huh.
It's your birthday. You and your partner are going out for dinner, and you've been dying to try this new restaurant that's apparently known for their chicken.
Oh.
You've seen it all over social media. The reviews are incredible. You're excited.
Is it like chicken like à l'orange or like what kind of chicken?
It doesn't really matter, Tim.
Oh.
Are you done?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you sit down and you order the dish everyone's been raving about. And the waiter finally brings it out, and it's a whole chicken, full bird, head still on, feet still on.
Oh my God.
Presented to you on a plate, completely intact.
Is it alive?
Yeah. And you're already confused, obviously. And then the chicken looks you dead in the eyes and says, "Eat this cock, birthday girl." What do you do? Couple of questions. Do you eat it? Do you leave? Do you tip? Because technically it spoke to you, which means that it's sentient, right? Which means that this could be a crime. But also, it told you to eat it, which would be considered consent. So are you in the clear? Walk me through your thought process.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. No, I don't eat it at that point. I think when I realize it's sentient, I probably back up a second. I might even scoot really far out of my, my chair and then say, "Excuse me, this is a full chicken. It's like alive. I can't eat this."
And then the waiter looks at you and rolls his eyes like, "Didn't you read our reviews and our menu?"
I'd be like, "Well, I skimmed them. Yeah. And it didn't say anything about a live sentient chicken that's also kind of vulgar."
You wouldn't grab the chicken and be like, "Oh my God, I could be a billionaire now."
And what about that chicken would make me a billionaire?
Well, I mean, you could sell it to science, to NASA.
But don't you think I wouldn't even own it at that point? It would be the restaurants.
Well, not if you pay for it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, I could sell that talking chicken to NASA.
Yeah, I would be like, you know what, put it in a to-go box. They're like, do you mean a to-go cage? And you're like, yeah, sure. They put the chicken in the cage, and then you take it with you. And then as you and your husband
I think I would probably ask for it to be put in a to-go bag of some kind, because I wouldn't want everyone in like my Uber home to like see this live talking chicken. So definitely a closed bag.
Well, let's just say you drove there, right?
Okay.
And then you're in the car, and then you're like, "Oh God, let's go." And then you and your husband are driving back home, and the chicken is in the back seat, and then the chicken looks at both of you, and he's like, "Hey, are you two open?" What do you do?
I go, "Shut up back there. We're taking you to NASA."
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Tim. Well, we've come to the end of the episode. Timmy boy,
Yeah.
what are your overall thoughts on today's episode?
Well, it's been a real intellectual discussion today, I think. I think it's safe to say that. Yeah. I think we're pretty high on the list of like intellectual podcasts. If we had if there was a list, of that kind, I think we'd be up there.
Yeah, we're like Adam Sandler when he had all this buzz for an Oscar and then he didn't win. So he went to doing his stupid comedy shit.
Yeah.
Comedy movies. And we were almost going to win the Golden Globe for Best Podcast. But
I
because we
know.
lost, we're like, you know what? We're going to go even further down south with our stupidity. How about that?
We're going way down south. And listeners, we're going to go even further south than this, okay?
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, you're looking at us. We're really jumping the shark, okay?
We really are. Well, if you enjoyed today's episode, which I don't know why you would, but hey, feel free to leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. If you'd like for us to cover a specific story like that person who emailed us, then email us at ittybittyhorror@gmail.com. You can also follow us on all social media under Itty Bitty Horror. Tim, before we talk about next week's episode, tomorrow, well, by the time we release this episode, it'll be a little late, but we're going to release a little special Instagram post for your birthday.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, anyway, what are we discussing next week, Tim? Or on the next episode, excuse me.
Well, Luis, next episode, we're going to hop in a hot air balloon, okay? And we're going to travel across the world to discuss the Dyatlov Pass incident, which is a story about a group of hikers who set up, they set out into the Russian wilderness, and they were found in conditions so strange that the official investigation literally closed the case by listing the cause of death as an unknown compelling force.
Ooh.
Can you believe that? I mean, okay, so see, we are intellectual. This is the Russian wilderness. I mean, doesn't the Dyatlov Pass incident just sound intellectual?
Yeah, it sounds intellectual. We're not talking about chicken shit here.
Yeah, so think about that, listeners. We have a variety of episodes. This is like X-Files. We've got the monster of the week, and we've got the alien subplot.
Yeah, we have our clown episode. So, take it for what it is.
Yeah, give us a break.
Yeah, well, everybody, thanks once again. And remember, even the smallest chills can linger long after the stories end.
No.
All right, let's cut this shit. This is the last episode I do regarding chickens. No more chickens.
That's it with chicken episode.